Here at the White House East Wing, President Obama just spoke about the fiscal cliff. This follows a CBO report saying that any fall off this cliff can lead to another recession. Barack Obama spoke about cooperation, but his tone said otherwise. In the first public appearance since his election, President Obama urged Congress to take action against the nearing fiscal cliff.
So all we need is action from the House. And I've got the pen, ready to sign the bill right away. I'm ready for it. I'm ready to do it.
The press conference followed comments earlier in the day by House Speaker John Boehner. The senior Republican leader hinted at the possibility of compromise, but only if the tax revenue came from cutting loopholes. He thought adding more taxes would just kill jobs.
And by lowering rates and cleaning up the tax code, we know that we're going to get more economic growth. It'll bring jobs back to America. It'll bring more revenue.
The U.S. national debt is slightly more than $16 trillion and growing. The two options on the table are cutting spending and raising revenue. President Obama and the Democrats have proposed increased tax revenue by taxing the wealthiest 2%. Meanwhile, Republicans have opted for a no-tax increase solution that would cut spending on entitlement programs like Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. Financial expert and CEO Erskine Bowles says falling off the cliff would have severe consequences on the public.
If we go over this cliff and we don't have a deal, the economic effects of that could really be tough. You're talking about slowing economic growth by 4%. That's enough to put us back in recession.
Anthony Yeager is a professor at the George Washington University, and he says the whole debate on the Hill is missing the point.
I mean, the fiscal cliff is this high, right? The imbalance between expending at 27% of GDP and taxing at 19 or 20% of GDP, that cliff is this high.
He says that if the country is going to try and solve the problem, they will have to make a big decision about the future of the country.
And we have to have a choice. We're going to do, European spending with European taxing or American spending with American taxation.
Thanks, everybody.
As Boehner and the Republicans negotiate with Obama and the Democrats, the public watches on, hoping that here in Washington, the political elite can get something done. If the two parties can't come to an agreement by January 1st, all Americans might feel a tax hike. From the White House, this is Evan Kozloff, NBC News.